Every regulatory change begins quietly. Not with headlines, not with breaking news, but with a document. One that will change how organizations think about integrity. Across Europe, the expectations are changing. The fight against corruption is no longer limited to punishing misconduct after it happens. The objective is to prevent it before it begins. The new framework asks a simple question. Can an organization demonstrate that it genuinely works to prevent corruption? Not only through policies, but through everyday decisions. Responsibility no longer belongs to one department. Boards, senior management, employees, business partners. Everyone has a role to play in protecting integrity. Compliance is no longer simply a technical exercise. It has become a governance issue. Integrity is now part of strategic leadership. Most organizations do not need 50 new policies. They need to understand the ones they already have. Are they followed? Are they tested? Can they be demonstrated? Because compliance is measured, not by what is written, but by what can be proven. Most compliance failures do not begin with envelopes full of cash. They begin with ordinary moments. An invitation, a favor, a relationship. Nothing appears improper until someone asks why.
For most organizations, the answer is not to create 50 new policies. It is to examine the ones they already have. Are they understood? Are they followed? Can they be demonstrated? Because in the end, compliance is measured not by what is written, but by what can be proven. A good compliance officer does not begin with an accusation. He begins with a question. Facts before assumptions. Context before conclusions, because good judgment depends on understanding the whole story. I'd like to understand the context of this invitation. I'd just like to understand how this invitation came about. It followed last month's industry conference. Several firms were invited. I hadn't replied yet. I wasn't sure whether I should declare it first. That's exactly why we ask questions. Sometimes the most important discovery is not what appears. It is what is missing. An unanswered question, an incomplete record, a missing control. By themselves, they prove nothing, but they always deserve another look. Integrity is rarely protected by one great decision. More often it is protected by hundreds of small ones. A question asked, a declaration made, a record completed, a concern raised early. This is the culture the new European rules seek to encourage, not fear, not bureaucracy. The new European framework does not expect perfection. It expects preparation. Policies that are lived, not forgotten. Controls that organizations that can demonstrate is the simplest one. That integrity is part of how they operate every day. Every investigation ends. Every lesson becomes experience. And every organization is strengthened one decision at a time. This file is closed. The responsibility is not.